Writer, author, badass, and now podcaster. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Welcome to Talking Shit with LSH, a unique female perspective on sex, love, motherhood, relationships, careers, and the real shit women say and think about societal norms. Unleashed. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Talking Shit. Hey there, everybody. It's LSH, and welcome to Talking Shit with LSH. So I'm here with the baddies, but we had a special guest before we introduce the baddies. We have Yanni Brown with us.
Hello.
Yay, welcome.
Hello, hello.
You ready to talk a little shit with LSH?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Good.
I've been going through some shit. So.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna talk about some love stuff. Is that okay for
that's
today?
Fine. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
So you're all about making love together, making love better together.
Yes.
All right. Relation expert.
Yes.
Anything else?
Blogger,
coach.
author,
Mm-hmm.
nope. Intimacy expert.
Okay. Oh, all right. So tell me, what's the difference between intimacy and love making?
Well, a lot of people are having sex, especially now, but they don't know how to intimately connect with their partner because sex is so available, but to actually connect with someone on an intimate level, that's very different. That requires some time.
Okay, so what do you think is sex? Let's identify that because I'm curious. Because you're the expert, right? And you deal with a lot of couples and individuals.
Yes.
Right? Down in the DM. Would you consider that sex or intimacy?
I consider that the invitation to physically have sex.
Ah, okay. So that's just the invitation only.
Yes, that's the advertisement of the goods.
Okay. Online porn watching.
It's the lead up to or the build up to, unless you take it to another level, and then now it becomes a problem in your relationship.
So would you say sex is the actual physical interaction of the bodies?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
What about
intimate
sexting?
cheating? That's different.
What about sexting?
Sexting, it depends. If you're sexting your mate, then that's foreplay.
Oh. Well, that's some expert shit.
Yes.
Really?
It's definitely
So
foreplay.
what is it if it's not your mate?
Then it's the invitation to entertain someone. And then if it's not your mate and you have a mate, then it's cheating.
Yeah. Oh, you add all these layers to it.
I'm sorry.
Who's the most interesting person to talk to about love making or making love better together? Would you say it's men or women?
Sometimes it's a little bit of both, depending on how open the man is. And a lot of women and men think that they're into a lot of things until you put the things on the table. And then they're not as into stuff as they initially thought that they were.
Yeah, because I think that men, in their mind, is this fantasy woman.
Absolutely.
And then there's the woman they actually sleep with and make love with or have sex with. And they don't want those two sometimes to be the same person.
It is weird because sometimes, especially when you throw marriage on the table, they have the freak in the sheets, but that's not necessarily who they want their wives to be. And a lot of couples are missing out on that because she wants to do with the Timberlands. And but it's very different once you say I do. It's something about saying I do that turns missionary into something. That's why you have a lot of marriages that are sexless. Because they're swinging from the chandeliers and the rooftops before marriage. But then somehow after the I do, it becomes very boring and missionary. And I see my wife this way when she really still can't.
So I can't flip her around. I can't do all the tricks.
Yes, and she still wants that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yes.
I can see you said amen. Okay, so you said that. Yeah, you said amen. Okay, so the cool thing about having Yanni here is not that we're gonna answer all these questions. I don't want it to be about that, right? I want it to be us just having a regular conversation. But she wrote this amazing article that I thought was on a blog called. Do you know what I'm gonna ask you, baby?
Is it why I became his side chick?
No, but that's a good one. But no, that's a good one. But no, this one I think is even better. This was a new holiday that men came up with. Have you guys? There's a new holiday that men have come up with.
No.
It's
B-Job.
BJ and steak.
BJ.
Yes.
BJ and steak.
Absolutely.
So you know what a BJ is, right? Okay, blowjob, right?
Yeah.
But this is his Valentine's Day.
It's a steak.
Yeah, it's the meat. Where's the beef?
Yes, absolutely.
So what was the response to, I know the men are loving it. What about women? How do they feel about the blowjobs?
It depends. See, I'm sorry, you said I have so many layers, but you know, it's all in the presentation of the package. So I tell women all the time, if he's shaven, it's a little bit more inviting.
Oh, so it's too rough.
Well, and it looks better. Yeah. And it looks longer.
How many women do you think are watch? Okay, so I like the long and bigger. I like the long and bigger. But how many of us are watching it before we actually perform the BJ? Or looking at it, or experimenting with it. Because I'm just wondering about the hair, the shaving. Like, I want to know.
Well, because see, it gets in the way. And, you know, the fur balls are very real. And it smells better.
Yanni said the fur balls are real.
Yes, because if you're doing what you're doing and things are getting wet and sloppy, there's some hair that can get in your throat, and it could totally throw off the mood. And like I said, it smells so much better. So we have to make sure the hygiene is together. Absolutely.
So if women feel like the hygiene is there, no smell, it looks good, tastes good, you got to watch what you're eating.
Absolutely.
Because that affects.
Yes.
Right? They're more willing to do the BJs.
They should be. And I tell women all the time, it's all in your presentation. So if you look like you don't want to do it, it's going to come across like you don't want to do it. And I tell women all the time, just like you make love to him, make love to it. It is the most amazing thing ever.
Ooh.
He see it all in your face.
Yeah,
yes.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So would you baddies agree?
Totally.
So you're good with the BJ and steak?
Absolutely. Yes.
Birthdays, holidays, or any day?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
We got a daily participant.
And I gave like a really quick recipe that went with the steak that actually keeps him harder longer. A lot of times women don't know that, you know, what you feed him comes out.
Yeah.
So if you're feeding him things that are natural, like things like ginger, it keeps him erect longer naturally. So I gave a ginger marinade for the steak.
Ah. So, wait a minute. So is it all kind of ginger? Ginger ale, ginger root?
It's definitely not ginger ale. It is ginger root.
So it's ginger root.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So you can just put a couple of slivers in some water. It gives you energy throughout the day. It's a natural stimulant for him. It's a nice pick-me-up in the afternoon. And it also makes your tummy like nice and calm for the most part. So there's so many different homeopathic remedies. So in addition to the intimacy, I'm also teaching natural ways, you know, for you and your mate to play together.
So do you have more women that come to you and knock on your door, or do you have more men?
I have more women until there's a problem, and then I have more men.
Okay.
See, men don't need help until they need help.
Yeah, sometimes they don't know they need help.
This is true.
Okay, so why do you think, like, and I'm not going to poll the baddies, but in terms of making love better together, do you feel like it's better when you're married? Do you feel like it's better when you're before marriage? Like Yanni talked about that, how sex is amazing until that click happens. Jenny.
I think in marriage it's better because it's supposed to be safer. So it gives you more freedom.
Safer sex-wise?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's an assumption. We can't guarantee that, you know, every man or woman is faithful. But in the context of you're still going to be here, I'm going to see you, because the foreplay can happen in the kitchen. So it could be even more intense. Just, you know, trying to help her get the kids in the bed or getting off the phone with grandma, whatever the case is. You guys are sharing something already. And then to take and put that in a physical sense, I think it does heighten the intensity. And I don't know how long that lasts. I wasn't married. I was married for just 13 years, but after year 7, it was almost a wash for me. So, you know, it depends. But I think at the peak of everything, the best married or unmarried, the best married trumps the best not married.
So the best married trumps the best not married. Do you think everybody should get married?
I do.
Yeah, Kelly's looking like, I don't know.
Well, you know what?
I'm just wondering, is marriage for everyone, man or woman?
I don't think it is. Hell, I ain't been married yet. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I still want to be married, and sometimes I don't. But I think as far as the sex is concerned, if you are working, you don't put everything in at the same time. You know, you got a lot of tricks spread them out.
Right.
Spread them out. You don't have to
So
just
true.
give
Maybe
them
it's bring it
everything
all
at one
in.
time. I mean, let them say, oh, this is new. Where did this come from? You know, you just spread. You can spread that out through relationship, through marriage, or whatever, you know. But it's if you reinvent yourself, you have to always reinvent your relationship too.
But so you're saying marriage is good for everybody? Should everybody get married? Is that
I believe everybody should give it a chance.
give it a chance?
I do.
Okay. Bella's looking up in the ceiling for her answers.
I don't think that everybody should get married, because if you're not ready to be faithful and ready to be committed, you should stay single. And some people are never ready to give up their life.
Well, why do you feel that your marriage has to be a monogamous one? Because do you have clients who have? Yes. Do you have clients who have open relationships?
The thing about open relationships is I try to stay away from that because that's not something that I'm in agreement with.
Okay.
Because if everybody's sharing everybody's juices,
what
are we really connecting to, and what will we have long term? And usually most of the time when it's an open relationship, he's the one doing most of the benefiting from the openness.
All right, baddies, we're going to stop right here. But if you like what you've seen, tune in next week, every Thursday at 6 p.m. for more Talking Shit with LSH.